What's going on, guys? It's your boy Hammer back with another supplementary review, and today I got one that belongs in a category that's getting some spotlight for the first time ever on this channel. I'm talking about a non-stim fat burner. Is that even a thing? Do they even do anything? Is that something worth taking? Is that a bunch of junk? Well, without further ado, I gotta lift, you gotta lift, or maybe we gotta do some cardio. Let's get down to business, because today I am talking about Apollon Nutrition Molotov. And what is this bad boy all about? Well, there's a lot of people think a lot of things. They hear non-stim fat burner and they think, what's even the point of that? What does that do? Because a lot of people associate a fat burner with caffeine, with ephedra, with even illegal ingredients like clenbuterol. So people think of taking a heart stimulant and jacking up your heart rate, and that's the way you burn fat, right? But on the other end of the spectrum, you have more revolutionary ingredients and formulas that potentially help your body to do that fat burning through some different methods. And what are we talking about? Perhaps there's upregulation of fat mobilization in the body. Perhaps there's raising your body's thermogenesis. Your body's core temperature elevates and you burn more calories that way. Maybe there's ways to upregulate the mitochondrial. That's the powerhouse of the cell. There's a lot of things that could potentially enhance your fat loss journey without meaning you got to get cracked up on excessive amounts of stimulants. We're going to talk about this label. And usually I don't break down the label as I go. But I think for this one, it's a little bit imperative that I do. So let's talk about it. We got first ingredient is mitoburn, L-beta, at 1 gram. Now, in this current day of age, a lot of people talking about peptides, about MOTC, SS31, methylene blue, all these things to upregulate your mitochondrial energy and efficiency, and how that's going to lead to all this weight loss. Well, that is exactly what mitoburn does. It literally enhances the mitochondrial output of your body's cells in a way that helps them to upregulate fat burning. So potentially, you take this ingredient, and there are studies on this, human trials, and you're getting more fat burning without having to be stimmed up. Pretty cool. Specifically, your body has higher levels of mitoburn or L-beta after and around intense exercise. So when you put extra in it, it's like that signal that you did a bunch of cardio. It's just freaking jacking that signal through your body up even more. Super cool stuff. We got dandelion extract at 500 milligrams. This is going to more than fat burning. This is, what's that word I'm looking for? A diuretic type ingredient. So it's going to help your body flush water, flush toxins, but in theory, get stuff to the liver. Maybe that healthy liver leads to healthier fat mobilization over time. We got calorie burn. That's also grains of paradise. We have it at 250 milligrams. So often you will see grains of paradise added to a formula. 10 milligrams, 40 milligrams, 25 milligrams. This is 250 milligrams. That ingredient is definitely going to upregulate the body's resting metabolic rate. So your body, there's not concrete numbers on this, but in theory, not in theory, in freaking practice. But if you normally just sitting around, you burned 100 calories in an hour, there's potential for this to turn that 100 into 110, into 115. So however long that ingredient is lasting in the system for a couple hours, your metabolic rate is upregulated. You couple that with exercise, and you're going to get even more of an effect. Then you have InnoSlim, and that's a very similar idea where it's going to, again, it's one of these things that's kind of a metabolic activator. It's also it's very good for blood sugar. It's going to regulate your body's blood sugar and its ability to use glucose and fatty acids. So that's a really awesome ingredient. You have Capsumax at 100 milligrams. This is another one. That's that capsaicin. That's from hot peppers. Again, it's going to heat up the body. It's going to provide a thermogenic effect. You will feel your body heat. You will feel a little bit of a hot rush. And when you raise the temperature of the body, it's going to mean more calories are getting burned. And then finally, we got GBB at 60 milligrams. Now the thing with GBB is it converts to L-carnitine. And so I thought, well, when you take GBB, it's going to make you sweat. If you've never taken it, it's going to make you sweat, especially paired with cardio. However, you do kind of build a little bit of a tolerance to that effect over time. Doesn't mean the ingredient stops working, but the first time you take GBB, you might think, I never want to use that again, because you would just be freaking sweating. But over time, you do get a little bit of tolerance to that effect. However, what I was getting to was carnitine, right? So if the end game is let's get more carnitine, why would we even use GBB? And then looking into it, what I found was if you supplement with carnitine right before exercise, right before cardio, that takes time for that to get into the system, to get into the muscles, to get into a place where it can be used to help mobilize and use fat for energy. However, when you use GBB, the way it gets in your body and it upregulates the muscle's production of carnitine. So GBB will raise the muscle levels of carnitine faster than just taking carnitine. Who freaking knew? Dr. freaking Bill Nye the Science Guy over here telling you how this formula works. But basically, I had to stress that because if I didn't know better, I'd see all the ingredients and think, oh, it's a freaking bunch of junk, it's a bunch of whatever, because there's no freaking stimulants. But I'm telling you, you take these pills, 4 pills, start at 2, start at freaking 2. You take these before your cardio. And even with no other stimulants, you're gonna feel your body heating up, which kind of produces a pseudo-energetic feel. You are going to start freaking sweating. You're gonna drop more body water, which doesn't equate to fat loss, but you are going to have an up-regulated calorie burn during your activity. I have been using these consistently, and as you can tell, I just ran out. I just took my last dose of Molotov. Sad freaking day. But that being said, word on the street, Apollon is dropping a new version of this hitter coming soon. So we have that to be excited for, and I'm sure it's going to even blow away this formula somehow. But this formula is still available at nutricartel.com with code HAMMER for a sweet discount. But anyway, you take the pills, you're on cardio, and these provide a pseudo kind of energy. It's really awesome. But for your cardio, where you're not stimulated, but it feels kind of like a stimulant. And if you do pair this with stimulants, a little bit of caffeine, and especially yohimbine or alpha yo, you get a 1 + 1 = freaking 4 or 5 type effect. It makes that, this is the kind of product that you take 150 milligrams of caffeine with, 1 milligram of alpha yo, and it feels like you took a whole dang pre-workout. The synergy, it makes that, you just get this energy and you are just going through cardio. And there is no nootropic effect. But when you feel your body temperature rising, you start getting that sweat, if you're trying to burn fat, it kind of puts you in this focused mood, and it's freaking awesome. I've been using this for obviously a while now. This is actually the second bottle I have gone through, and there is a reason for it. Because incorporating this before my evening cardio, I have found it easier to stay lean with the same relative effort that I had before. And here's the cool thing. I'm not even in a calorie deficit. I have phases of my day where I think of it as the muscle building phase and then the fat loss phase. And people will say, no, you need to be in a caloric surplus to build muscle. You need to be in a caloric deficit to burn fat. Well, how long does each of those have to be? Is it in a 24-hour clock? Is it in a 48-hour clock? Is it in a 12-hour clock? Or are there different phases throughout the day where you could do each? I think with intelligent supplementation, you could do both in the same day. I think if you're feeding your body high protein and high carbohydrates and a high stimulus around weight training, you are going to stimulate some dang muscle growth. And then if you have a period of time later, or perhaps flip-flop these, but where you have stopped eating, you let your insulin levels come down, and you take something like this that has been proven to upregulate fat oxidation, fat mobilization, fat burning, calorie burning, and you do some freaking targeted cardio, then you're freaking burning some fat. In my experience, this has worked extremely well. This is a very valuable product. They have all the best ingredients in this category at dosages that blow anybody away. There's a lot of products that are just a mitoburn product, for example. It'll be 60 pills, and they're dosed at 250 milligrams of mitoburn. So you'd have to take 4 of them to get the dose in here. So it's only gonna last 15 days, and it's a $40 product. Whereas this might be a $60, $65 product, but it's got 30 servings of that full gram of mitoburn plus 5 other freaking ingredients. So this is a little bit, I would say, like on the luxury side of supplementation, right? It's a little bit more expensive. It's definitely nothing you absolutely need, but it's going to make the effort you put into cardio go further. And plain and simple, at the end of the day, it's going to do that. I believe in this product 1,000%, or I would not be spending my money to re-up. I'm going to be ordering another bottle right now from Nutricartel with code HAMMER. But I think that's all I got for you, man. If you used any non-stim fat burners, what's your experience? What do you think about them? Do you think they're just trash, or have you given them enough of a chance to maybe see some positive effects out of? That's all I got for you today. If you liked the video, click like, click subscribe, click all the buttons, do all things. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Alex Hammerstone. As always, I appreciate you guys. These are starting to kick in, and I'm about to go do my freaking cardio. Catch you guys on the next supplement review.